friends. Welcome to your Aquarius horoscope for July 2025. July 2025 is shaping up to be the beginning of a truly fascinating journey for you, dear Aquarians. Many planets this month are creating amazing configurations in relation to your sign, suggesting that not only is everything in your hands, but perhaps even more so, everything is within your dreams. Dreams are the key to the events that will manifest on a material level for you. Those born at the very beginning of your sign, up to January 25 inclusive, will be the first to feel this magic. But all Aquarians, regardless of your exact birth date, will start to sense in July that many things are developing as if by themselves, falling into place exactly as they should. In your relationship sector, personal, business, and friendships, someone might knock on your door again this month. It's important not to dwell on the past here. You can give these relationships a second chance, especially if you share similar dreams right now. Around July 2020 and 23rd, there might be some difficulties, a kind of micro-crisis. But don't be afraid of this. By navigating this micro-crisis, you can not only become stronger, but also shed some long-standing problems. Overall, in July, you'll feel like you've won, or even outsmarted someone, even if you were bluffing. However, victory comes to those who don't bet too big. This month might also see the completion of a course of treatment if that's relevant for you. In general, a process that caused you apprehension will come to an end. Key astrological events in July for Aquarius, all times Eastern Time. Let's dive deeper into the most important astrological events of July and their step-by-step impact on your sign. July 4th, Venus enters Gemini. On July 4th, the planet Venus, which symbolizes all joys and earthly blessings, moves into Gemini, entering your 5th astrological house, where it will remain until August honest. Venus brings blessings to the area of our lives it transits, and its time in your 5th house will bring you much good. First, this is the sector of your personal life. New acquaintances, flirting, and romance are possible. In long-term relationships, this is a period where things become less heavy, allowing you to dedicate more time to each other and develop shared interests that bring you closer. Second, the 5th house, where Venus will reside, symbolizes our children and our relationships with them. Venus here brings improvements. You can mend relationships with adult children if there have been problems or disagreements. This can also be a period when new and interesting opportunities arise in your children's affairs. Overall, this area of your life, questions concerning your children, will bring you joy. Third, the 5th house symbolizes our hobbies, celebrations, creativity, and various creative projects and interests. In this regard, something exciting awaits you, something that will delight you. Someone might pick up a new passion, while others might revive their engagement with a favorite hobby that truly brings them joy, but for which they lacked free time. During this period, you might attend more festive or group events than usual. July 7th, Venus trine Pluto, Uranus enters Gemini. On July 7th, Venus will form a lucky aspect with Pluto, impacting your 1st and 5th astrological houses. This is a powerful, positive aspect that will primarily manifest in your personal life and relationships. This aspect brings a feeling of victory. It can also show up in work or creative projects. This aspect will especially benefit those born between January 2020 and January 25 of any year, and particularly those born between January 2020 and February 10th, 1997. However, all Aquarians, regardless of exact birth date, will find joy in this aspect, an event in their personal life, a celebration, a gift, or a feeling that you've won something, that you've triumphed, whatever that victory may entail. This could be a debate, a competition, or a game. Venus also symbolizes our tastes, and Pluto is a cleanser that changes a lot. This is a time when you'll feel your tastes and preferences shifting. You'll find joy in something completely different, and what once brought you pleasure will fade into the background. And on this very same day, July 7th, The most important astrological event of 2025 takes place. Revolutionary Uranus, the planet that shapes history and drives progress in our world, crosses into the sign of Gemini for the first time since 1942. Uranus stays in each sector for over 7 years, bringing both a new message to our world and new experiences to each of us. And this is very good news for you, Aquarians, as Uranus moves out of a tense aspect with your sign, where it has been since 2019. Now, for the next 7 years, even a bit longer, almost 8 years, Uranus will form a lucky aspect with your sign. This will open many opportunities for you and change your life for the better. For more details on the influence of this long-term multi-year Uranus transit through Gemini and its impact on each zodiac sign, there's a separate video on my channel, and I'll leave a link in the info box below this video. July 10th, full moon in Capricorn. On July 10th, at 10:07 p.m. ET, a full moon occurs in Capricorn in your 12th house of the horoscope. A full moon signifies completion, culmination, clarity, and results. The 12th house is the house of secrets. Therefore, this is a time when you will either learn a secret yourself, discover something that was hidden, or get rid of a skeleton in the closet that has been holding you back. The 12th house also symbolizes immigration. So, if this topic is relevant to you, someone might move, or you might receive documents that allow you to legally reside in another country. This is a time when a long-standing issue that caused you apprehension could come to a conclusion. The 12th house is also the house of chronic illnesses. The full moon brings clarity and completion here. So this is a period when you might complete a course of treatment or undergo a medical examination. The 12th house also symbolizes your partner's employment, work, and general life schedule. A full moon brings things to a close. Therefore, this is a time when your romantic partner might, for example, go on vacation, or their work conditions and schedule might change in some other way. During this period, you might visit a place that feels like a power spot to you. For some, it's their own country house. And for others, it's a temple or another sacred place. This is also a time when you can complete a process you've been working on at home or in the evenings, such as finishing a course of study. July 13th, Sun trine North Node. On July 13th, the Sun will be in a lucky aspect to the North Karmic lunar node. The Sun is light, and the North Node is direction, our route, a hint about which way we need to move. This is a time when the Sun illuminates your path. On this day, pay attention to the ideas, dreams, plans, or opportunities that arise. This is a day when you'll feel stronger and more confident, both in your physical and energetic state, and in terms of your work, professionalism, and potential for professional growth. This is a time when new ideas related to earning potential might emerge, as well as ideas about how to improve your living space. July 18th, August 11th, Mercury retrograde in Leo. From July 18th at 5:35 p.m. ET to August 11th at 2:05 a.m. ET, Mercury will be in retrograde motion in your 7th house of the horoscope, the sector of your partnerships. Retrograde Mercury brings a period of retrospection where we correct, redo, rediscuss, rethink, re-sign documents, or reprocess something. Since this retrograde loop of Mercury will affect your partnership sector, this is a time when you might renew or resume collaborations with someone, for example, with clients or someone from your workplace. Clients you once worked with might return. Friends you haven't seen in a long time, and people whose paths diverge from yours might reappear and reach out. There might be a repeat conversation about an important topic with your romantic partner. This is a time when you might give someone a second chance, especially if it's someone from a fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. July 23rd, Mars conjoins South Node. On July 20th and 23rd, a very important configuration will be happening in the sky. During these days, Mars, the planet of energy and force, will be in conjunction with the South Karmic lunar node, the bowl of accumulated karma. This is a time that intensifies transformation processes. Figuratively speaking, this is a time that frees you from certain chains. First and foremost, this is psychological, like freeing yourself from fears, dependencies, or secrets. There might be situations where, on the surface, everything seems fine, but internally there are apprehensions, fears, and a feeling of foreboding. These are days when a micro-crisis forms, but precisely so that we can step over something and leave it in the past. On a physical level, this is a time when chronic illnesses might flare up, or an organ or area of your body that has experienced inflammation before might become inflamed again. It is very beneficial on these days to get rid of what truly binds you, for example, a debt, both material and emotional. You know that feeling when you've completed a task you were meant to do, and now you owe nothing to anyone. July 24th, New Moon in Leo. On July 24th, at 9:42 a.m. a bright, creative, fiery, and ambitious new moon occurs in Leo in your 7th house of the horoscope, the sector of your partnerships. Additionally, this new moon will form a lucky aspect with Saturn and Neptune. A new moon always brings something new. In this case, this newness comes into the partnership sector. There could be new, important, positive events in the affairs of your key partners. For example, your romantic partner might have interesting work-related opportunities. A successful and profitable deal could take place for you. New clients might come in, with whom it will be both profitable and interesting to collaborate. New people might appear in your social circle, and these people will align with your current ideas, desires, and dreams. This is also a time when people around you might initiate processes in your affairs, bringing forward proposals that will be interesting to you, whether it's a trip or, for example, a joint venture or project. July 25, Sun opposite Pluto. On July 25, a tense configuration forms in the sky. The Sun will be in a tense opposition to Pluto, which will affect your relationship axis, your 1st and 7th houses. This is a tense aspect that indicates a clash of forces, opposition, and confrontation. Such an aspect occurs once a year and is quite short-lived. Nevertheless, it gives the feeling that we are forced to oppose something or someone. This could be internal resistance, where we are forced to overcome our fears, prejudices, and doubts. It could also be a struggle with external circumstances. Overall, during this time, you might feel like you are standing against someone else's will. It's best not to plan the resolution of truly important issues for this day. An issue that may surface on this day could have started or originated back in January 2025. It's not worth arguing or conflicting now. You just need to wait a few days, and the situation will no longer seem so tense. July 31st, Sun conjoins retrograde Mercury. On July 31st, the Sun will be in conjunction with retrograde Mercury in your 7th house of the horoscope. The Sun is our self, our consciousness, and Mercury is the messenger of the gods. Therefore, on this day, we can receive important information or guidance, both from within, in the form of a solution or idea, and from the universe, in the form of external information that will be important to us. In general, this is a day when ideas are born or opportunities arise that we can successfully implement over the next 3 or 4 months. And since Mercury is retrograde at this time, this matter, thought, or decision may be somehow related to the past. This means you might have had such an idea before, you wanted to act on it earlier, but for some reason, you didn't. There might be a repeat meeting, conversation, phone call, or a recurring situation in your partner's affairs. Overall, this is a day when you might experience a sense of déjà vu, as if all of this has happened before. July 10th, 16th, Saturn stationing retrograde. Throughout July, 2 influential planets will turn retrograde. Before they do, there will be a period when they literally hang at one point, becoming stationary, which creates additional tension based on the function of these planets. The first planet is Saturn, the Lord of Karma and Responsibility. Saturn will be stationary from July 10th to July 16th in your 3rd house of the horoscope. For your sign, this creates a focal point of power that offers a second chance, showing that now is not the time to give up. You need to keep putting in effort. In general, Saturn in your third house is a very beneficial transit for your sign. Saturn here helps you think and reason more structurally. Long-term, helps you keep your word, and helps you, so to speak, keep hammering at one point to achieve a result you didn't even initially expect. This is precisely the case, where big results come from small but consistent efforts. The period from July 10th to 16th might give you a pause in your affairs, when you need to redo something, rethink something, reevaluate, and prepare properly. July honest, 12th, Neptune stationing retrograde. The second planet that will turn retrograde is Neptune. This is the lord of our dreams, aspirations, and faith. Neptune will be stationary from July honest to July 12th in your third house of the horoscope. Stationary Neptune enhances our intuition. It allows us to see signs from the universe, receive guidance, and it's also a time for prophetic dreams. Stationary Neptune in the third house awakens your dreams. This is a time when a dream calls you forward, and you can start doing what you've long dreamed of. Yes, the first steps in this direction might seem unconnected, illogical, or inconsistent. Nevertheless, if you continue to believe in your dream, there will definitely come a moment when your dream believes in you too. That's your astrological outlook for July 2025, my dear Aquarians. I wish you a wonderful, successful month. If this forecast was helpful to you, put a like and press the bell. Subscribe to the Zodiac Soul Insights channel and get a plus in karma from the universe. Share in the comments. Was this forecast helpful to you, and how much coincides with your events? See you in the next video. May the stars be on your side.